everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my medieval manor, which was built on Minecraft. So starting off, we have the manor house, which is the Lord's house. This house served as the dwelling place for the Lord and his family, and as well as the servants of the Lord. And the Lord was the boss of the manor, basically. The Lord was the one who owned the manor, and the other people living on the manor were the Lord's vassals, who gave the Lord loyalty in return for the Lord's protection. Here we are at the next site of the manor, which is the village church. So, the church served as a place for people to pray to God, praise God, and was used for both religious services and as well as like public meetings and things of that sort. So I really like how the way this church turned out. There's a cross on the front of the church and the back, and here's a little bit of the inside. Moving on from the church, we are at the next site of the manor, which are the peasant houses and the peasant crofts. So for the peasant houses, we have 3 little peasant houses with their 3 little crofts, and the peasant crofts are basically their own little personal gardens. Yep, and the peasants lived in these little cottages that they had. And yeah, they basically farmed what they could grow on their own little personal garden, but they didn't have too much space to farm. And this is the Lord's demesne. And what the Lord's demesne was the Lord's own farm, which was worked on by the peasants. They grew oats, barley, which is a type of wheat, berries, and onions. Don't mind the peasants right now. They're just picking the berries off the bush. And so, yeah, this is basically all it was. The Lord didn't do any of the work. He made all the peasants do all the work for the farming. Heading over to our next site, and we are walking along the pathways to get to the river, where the mill is built. There is a bridge next to the mill connecting to the little mill house, and the mill is water powered. It's water powered by the river, and it was used for grinding grain. So I built a little river, and we have the mill in it, and yeah, just a little bridge leading to it. It's dipping into the water, and naturally it would be turning in the river and grinding grain. Here we are at the common pasture of the manor, and this was basically just a simple common area for grazing animals. Nothing too exciting about this. There's some animals, like some pigs, sheep, and cows. And yeah, it's just an area for grazing animals. Here we are heading over a pathway that leads into the woodland. And the woodland is basically, it's just a forest that provided wood for fuel and houses and basically everything they needed for wood. Pretty self-explanatory. We are now heading over to an extra bit of my manor, which is the bell tower. And the bell tower would basically tell people when it's time for a public meeting or whatnot. And also, I think it's a pretty cool aesthetic to have in the manor. I made it look kind of overgrown and stuff, like an old bell tower. But yeah, to the merchant stalls, where tons of different merchants would sell tons of different things. Like this one is selling wheat, apples, berries, onions. And this person is selling leather and clothing. And merchants basically sold tons of different things in the medieval times and set up little stalls like this. This one's selling fish and fishing stuff. Moving on from the merchant stalls, walking along the pathway, we have a nice little well here, which people would use to get water, and yeah, and it looks pretty nice in the village as well. And that is the end of my medieval manor project. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.